It's essentially frozen in time.
In this video, I traveled to an island off Brazil to break into a supposedly abandoned max security prison and to explore the semi-ghost town built around this prison. To get there, we must first cross the island by foot, since no motorized vehicles aside from police are allowed on the island. This is how it went.
10 por un coco.
Natural.
Natural, okay, sí. Un coco. Está bien. Uno. So right now I'm buying a coconut. I have a long and arduous journey traveling across the island. We are going to Dois Rios, a semi-ghost town that used to house one of the most notorious prisons in all of Brazil. This prison is the birthplace of one of the largest, most infamous organized crime syndicates here in Brazil called the Red Guard. This town still exists. We're gonna go and discover or uncover the secrets that this town houses. Obrigado. Para ir a Dois Rios, allá. Para acá. ¿Cuánto tiempo?
2 horas, 2 horas e meia.
2 horas, ok.
Atrás desse morro.
Ok.
E podemos levar o coco?
Pode levar. Depois joga no mapa.
Ok.
Vamos passear.
So I almost took a wrong turn. I was gonna go that way. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm about 20 minutes into our hiking and I feel like I shouldn't have had such a heavy breakfast. Look at these bamboo socks. They're so cool. So I think that's like where we started our hike. Feels like we walked longer, but I guess we didn't walk that far. We're not even halfway there yet. Imagine having to hike 16 kilometers to go to school. That's exactly what the school kids had to do back in the day. So Dos Rios, which I believe means 2 rivers. This town, originally when it was founded in the early 1800s, it was a slave town. There were millions of slaves that were transported to Brazil, and thousands of those were transported here to Ilha Grande, where they worked on plantations. When slavery was abolished here in Brazil in 1888, the government of Brazil bought the island and converted it into an island prison. So around this time was when the idea of island prisons became very looked favorably upon. So Alcatraz was also founded in the late 19th century, along with the island here. Well, with the island jail or prison here, Candido Mendes, which is the one here on this island. During that time, prisoners were able to work on the island, doing all sorts of tasks, such as cleaning, growing food, and some of them were even allowed to live on the island outside of the jail, eventually with their own homes and families. And so, much of the island and much of the population in Dos Rios, the people who weren't in prison there, they began to rely a lot on the free labor provided by the prisoners here. So when the jail eventually closed down, the economy basically shrank. All that free labor went away, and thus the town of Dos Rios, or Dos Rios, began to shrivel up. About half of the population moved away from Ilha Grande back to the mainland. Half of it stayed, and to this day, you can still see the descendants of the people who grew up here in Dos Rios, and even some of the descendants of the prisoners who were imprisoned here. So we kind of stumbled upon a little path. This is the main road, and we're kind of late on schedule, behind on schedule, but I'm kind of curious where this leads to. It's like leading into the bamboo forest. Check it out real quick. There's clearly a path here. Clearly. I'm hoping it leads to like some sort of watering hole. Wow, it just gets narrow and narrower. Are we stumbling upon a secret lair? Someone's house? A secret drug plantation? Not quite sure. But clearly, the fact that this path exists means There has to be something noteworthy at the bottom of this. Look how bendy this vine is. It's like a piece of natural rubber or something. Anyways, we're still going down that path, and I think I know what it leads to. Well, we confirmed what it leads to, but I had a strong suspicion it was a natural pool of some sort. This natural pool was like a place where the prison officials would bathe before and after their shift. So on their way to work or after work, whoa, they would come here to bathe. I'm excited to go check this place out. Hopefully the water's not terribly cold. Ooh, look at that. Let's see how the water is. Ooh, it's cold. It's nice over here. Be here all day. But we have some more stuff to go to. If you do ever end up here, you should check this waterfall out, or waterhole out. Where's the detour? It seems like the natural pond path was a sort of shortcut. So we're like maybe 10 minutes away from the town. I feel like I can kind of hear the ocean somewhere over there. But we also have another river right over there. Looks like we finally made it. First sign of civilization right there. We made it. Wow, it's like different than what I expected. Let's go ask that guy where the beach is. Hola. Perdón? Nome. Edison. ¿Dónde queda la playa?
Primera izquierda.
Primera izquierda, ok. ¿Y la cárcel? Candido Mendes.
Seguindo direto.
Directo, ok, ok, obrigado. ¿Y aquí hay lugares para quedarse en la noche o no?
No.
There's no places here to stay overnight. It's a few hours of walking, and I'm gonna have to walk back in the dark, I think. So the architecture in this place, the design of this town, it's all designed with the prison system in mind, because this is a prison town. So all the streets follow a grid-like pattern. The houses, like everything is symmetrical. I don't know how to explain it. It's symmetrical. And the beach is right over there. Hola, perdón. ¿Dónde queda la cárcel? ¿A cuánto de distancia?
Aquele prédio.
Oh, ese que está ahí. Okay, obrigado. We have a restaurant over there. Seems to be closed. The only sound I hear right now is I believe it's a church. It's blasting Brazilian church music, I think. Here we have the jail. Candido Mendes jail. The highest security jail in Brazil at the time. They made it extremely difficult for people to escape from it. It's over a 2-hour hike to the other side of the island that you have to get to. And then from there you take a boat onto the mainland. It was not an easy escape. Para entrar? Necesita máscara.
Nas salas, sim. Só acá que não.
Pues ahí se puede entrar sin máscara, pero adentro no.
No.
Man, look at this. Oh no, no puede entrar. Oh, damn. I was about to go inside the car. Es iglesia.
Sí.
Ah, okay, okay.
El azul.
So I mentioned before how the prison actually gave birth to one of the most notorious crime syndicates here in Brazil, the Red Guard. The origin of that story is that this high security prison housed some of the most dangerous criminals in all of Brazil. But what happened was that during that time also, the Brazilian government also ended up jailing political dissidents, people that they thought or deemed were too dangerous for the country because of their ideas. So when these political dissidents, which were leftists, met with these notorious criminals here in this Brazilian jail, they ended up forming a sort of alliance they would then begin to infiltrate major cities here in Brazil, including the favelas here. And so, that is how the Red Guard started. So this prison is a bit of a letdown, because I actually came here to see the prison and explore the prison, the ruins of the prison, but it's closed off. You kind of need a guy to go inside, and it'd be great to sneak in, but we have a security guard there, or 2 security guards, so it's going to be a little bit hard to sneak in. We're going to try and see if we can ask some locals what it's like to grow up here. I'm going to try to ask this lady if we can ask her a few questions about what it was like growing up here. Hola, perdón. ¿Le podría preguntar preguntas de cómo fue crecer en este pueblo? ¿Cuántos años hace?
Uns 32 anos que eu moro.
32 años. ¿Por qué se mudó aquí?
Porque o meu marido é agente penitenciário e ele veio trabalhar no presídio.
Ah,
Aí eu vim.
se mudó de Brasil?
Eu mudei, vim do estado, vim do município de Campos,
Sim.
para aqui, para Ilha Grande.
Ok.
Eu morava em Campos dos Goitacazes.
¿Y cómo le gusta la vida aquí?
Olha, é bom. Tanto é que eu tô aqui.
Tranquilo.
Tranquilo.
¿Y
Mas na
la...?
época do presídio era melhor.
Sí.
A gente tinha mais tranquilidade. A gente vivia uma vida mais tranquila, menos competição. Então, quando eu vim morar aqui, ainda tinha
Su
pressão.
marido trabajaba en...
Trabalhava.
Que
Ele era agente penitenciário.
Ok.
Cuidava dos presos na saída, para limpar, para ir para a estrada, consertar a estrada. A estrada não era ruim como é agora. As coisas eram mais organizadas. Como?
¿Recomendaciones para alguien si se quiere mudar aquí?
Não, não pode. Acabou. E, inclusive a gente, nós estamos arriscados perder a nossa casa, porque a UERJ quer tirar e só botar casa funcional. Ela não quer respeitar quem já morava aqui antes, que tem um vínculo aqui. Eles querem tirar tudo e botar casa funcional. Só que não tem tanto funcionário assim para ocupar a casa. Ele tira, aí deixa estragar. Essa rua aqui é toda a casa deles que eles têm que consertar. E tá tudo ruim, tudo abandonado.
¿Usted alguna vez pienso en regresar a...?
Não,
¿No?
não penso não. Só se Deus mandar.
Só se
Se Deus falar, tá na hora, aí a gente vai. Com muita pena, mas a gente tem que obedecer, né? Mas, por enquanto, eu pretendo ficar aqui. Não vou ser enterrada aqui porque não tem cemitério.
¿Y aquí hay lugares donde me puedo quedar a dormir?
Não tem.
No.
Não tem.
Ok.
É proibido aqui.
¿Es prohibido?
É proibido acampar na praia, é proibido ficar nas casas. Você só pode vir, visitar, tirar foto e ir embora. Vocês deram o nome ali, não deram? E no fim, quando vocês passam, eles vão ver se vocês deram baixa para ir embora. Se não deu, aí ele sai procurando ver onde vocês estão.
¿Usted tiene una walkie-talkie?
É
Para...
porque o marido trabalha na praia, aí ele me pede as coisas, eu tenho que...
Ah, ok, ok.
¿Qué hace en la playa? ¿Vende cosas?
Vende açaí,
Ah, ok.
vende água.
Vamos a ir a...
¿Cómo se llama él? Vamos a comprar algo de...
¿Cómo se llama? El...
É, Moisés.
Moisés, ok.
É uma barraquinha. Eu acho que é ele só que tem. Teu pai
Vamos a buscarle.
quiser mais um pouquinho da história de lá, com ele.
Ok,
Tá
ok.
bom?
Tá bom. Obrigado.
Nada.
So we are gonna go look for her husband on the beach and buy some acai and drinks from him. So her husband was a prison guard, and I'm interested in hearing his side of how life was here before the prison was shut down. So we are gonna check to see how one of these abandoned houses looks like. We found like an entrance. So as I mentioned before, a lot of these houses are abandoned after the prison shut down because there's no more free labor and no more jobs in the prison. Damn, look at that. The whole roof is caved in. Holy shit. Used to be someone's home, and nature has reclaimed it. Oh, that does look like a bathroom. Whoa. You know, a property like this would sell in New York for a few $100,000. Here, no one will take it off your hands. Oh yeah. So part of the thing I forgot to mention is the land in this town cannot be bought or sold anymore. It's essentially frozen in time. It can only be transferred over, I guess, when you die. So essentially this will become a ghost town. Oh, another toilet. Looks like it's a bathroom.
It's kind of eerie, right?
Yeah. It's always eerie when you like go into like a man-made structure that nature is taking over again. Can't help but think about like the lives that were lived in there. Like what happened to them. It's eerie because like in a way it speaks to like a doomed existence, kind of like, you know, like the idea that one day we can be there and then the next day we won't be there. If that makes sense. Una brama, por favor. Sí. Dos bramas. So I ended up finding Moisés. Moisés, ¿le podía preguntar preguntas de cómo fue la vida aquí hace tiempo antes que la prisión cerró?
Cara, eu vim pra cá pra trabalhar no presídio.
Sim.
Eu sou de outra cidade. Vim pra cá, gostei, fiquei, depois trouxe a família.
Sim.
Trouxe a família. Porém, a vida aqui é tranquila. Você tem qualidade de vida. Na época do presídio era bem melhor que agora. Mesmo com o preso aqui, a Ilha Grande em si, a Vila de Dois Rios era bem melhor do que agora.
Ok.
Isso com certeza. A qualidade de vida lá atrás era melhor que hoje. O preso em si, ele não dá trabalho. O preso em si, na nossa época, ainda tinha mais respeito que o preso de hoje. O preso de hoje, ele não tem mais a polícia, ele não respeita mais a polícia. Ele enfrenta a polícia. Então, para nós aqui, ele está num lugar tranquilo porque em grandes centros.
Sim.
Em grandes centros, realmente, é bem mais complicado, é bem mais difícil a lida com o pessoal que está do outro lado. Eu de outro estado, aqui no estado do Rio, mas mais ou menos uns 600 quilômetros daqui.
Ah, ok, ok.
Aí eu fiz concurso público, passei no concurso, aí vim parar aqui. Ficamos em Niterói um período, depois no Rio de Janeiro e depois para cá.
Ok.
Nós fomos transferidos para o Rio de Janeiro, lá para Bangu, o complexo de Bangu, hoje o complexo de Jericinó, né? E eu continuei morando aqui. Eu transferi, fiquei lá um período e lá eu me aposentei, mesmo trabalhando lá fora, me aposentei e continuei morando aqui até hoje.
Ok.
Eu e mais um colega só. Os outros, a minha turma veio para aqui, nós viemos para cá de castigo. Na verdade, a nossa vinda para cá foi castigo que nós fizemos. Aliás, todo o sistema carcerário, lá na época do presídio, aqui, só vinha para cá quem tinha castigo a cumprir. E nós viemos de castigo para cá. Tanto a parte policial, militar, como civil, como sou eu, ela só vinha para aqui para o sistema quem tinha... vamos colocar dessa forma, quem tinha pendências. Aí nós viemos para cá de bucha e estamos até hoje. Eu gostei e fiquei. Mas aqui só ficou eu e Fernando, um amigo meu, lá da minha cidade também.
Ok.
Aí estamos aqui, eu gostei, ele ficou também, estamos no período. Foi melhor porque deu para nós, né, nós no carro, estruturar as condições. Porque morar em grandes centros, não sei se é o caso de vocês, aqui no Brasil é muito violento, agora se tornou mais ainda. Rio de Janeiro, para quem eu sou de interior, para quem é de interior, morar em grandes centros, a adaptação é bem difícil. Que as pessoas não são assim acordadas, as pessoas não são amigas, entendeu? Como no interior. Quem é do interior sabe do que eu estou falando. pessoal de grande centro é muito individualista. É muito individualista. Então, eu não fui criado assim. A minha perspectiva era outra em relação a grande centro. Tanto é que eu sempre evito grandes cidades. Eu não gosto muito.
Okay.
Eu, quando era mochileiro, eu saía pela acampar, eu, a minha rainha e tudo mais. Aí o que acontece? Nós íamos para lugares onde não morava ninguém, não passava ninguém, não vivia ninguém. Botava a barraca num lugar bem deserto. Ficávamos lá, eu, ela, depois do nosso filho. Hoje já está casado, né? Esses pretos já estão casados, mas com sinceridade. É bem... Pessoal de interior. Eu gosto de tranquilidade. Uma praia dessa. Tem um rio lá no final, lá onde está aquele pessoal lá.
No Rio, okay.
E tem um outro aqui na frente.
As far as I can tell, the only drawback to this place is that there are no places to stay here overnight. So it's like, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to walk all the way to the other end of the island when the sun sets. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But look how empty and secluded this beach is. Jesus. Well, let me crack this beer open. Cheers. So this water is not very cold either. It's like, it's warm considering it's winter here in Rio. Or in Brazil. I don't think we're in Rio anymore. In the state, at least. This is nice. I wish I could convey how beautiful this place is. In Argentina, they have yerba mate. Here they have chimarrão.
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 ¿Y usted vende chimarrón o no?
¿Qué quieres?
Un poco así yo puedo.
So chimarrão is like yerba mate is to Argentinian. So if you don't know what yerba mate is, it's a type of tea that people drink basically throughout the day. It's kind of like green tea, but it's not.
Amarga, hein? Tá caliente.
It's bitter, quite bitter. It's the most bitter yerba mate I've had so far.
Pode ir também para Minas Gerais.
Minas Gerais.
Minas Gerais, ó.
Bello.
Ouro Preto, Belo Horizonte, Diamantina, Tiradentes. Cidade histórica. Muito bom, vale a pena.
So maybe I didn't get to sneak into the abandoned prison despite having hiked for 7 hours total. But what I did do was meet great people and discover some magnificent stories about the island. So overall, this day was a W.